believe we will be going to that third round now.
Yeah. I was hoping Texas would put up more of a fight. Maybe the third map's a little bit better, but it's definitely, we can see that Alcohol is really killing it with the snipes tonight. X-Fade just grabbing everything. Fouet being right there as well. Yeah, they're running 2 cappers, and I guess that's what their choice is to do with the extra man in the 8v8 format.
Yeah, I think at least 2 cappers is always the way to go because there's so much you can do. You can run cross routes at them and come from opposite sides. You can run, the ghost routes where you come one after the other and try to distract them with that, or you can just try to stagger it out and surprise people however you can. And it certainly worked for them in that round and the previous one as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed to, like, even if they could take out Crossfade, Fouet would be right there behind him just a few seconds later.
Yeah, I like some of the things I've seen from Texas Militia. Hopefully they're learning from this and stepping it up. I do have a soft spot in my heart for their name, certainly as a native Texan. So we'll see what they do on this third round. It looks like we're on Catabatic. Hopefully we're playing this one. I always like to see a nice round of Catabatic played.
Definitely. Yeah, it's especially hard to play against a team that's more seasoned, knows what's going on. Your first experience is definitely a leveling up event for any team.
Yeah, and Puppy Kisses, although they are a relatively new team, we have seen them working really hard lately. They're always looking for scrims. We've covered quite a few of their games on Tribescast, and they've played against some very tough opponents themselves and have learned from that, certainly. It's very obvious.
Yeah, they've done well, especially I believe CSN tournament.
And it looks like we are live here on Catabatic as the Blood Eagle team will once again be Puppy Kisses for this one. We're flipping it once again, afraid not, just to keep you on your toes, man.
Well, then it's back to the correct colors, so we're good.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's like why make the bed? You're just going to have to mess it up again later, right? Okay, and we're setting up on routes here as Dump Truck Mario is going to make an attempt. He's going to have to get past Tobacco here, and he's just going to fly over the stand and let the Nos man run one of those ghost routes, and he is quickly taken out, though. This one is sitting loose in the field, and they will probably camp it right next to the base there. Yosemite is there to keep his eye on that as Crossfade gets loose. How many times have I said Crossfade gets loose? You can take a drink every time I do. Here he comes back. They will timed return this one. It's like, oh, perfectly timed. And that's going to make it 1-0. Puppy Kisses starts out where they left off in the last round and the round before. It is 1-0.
Sorry about it, folks. I was almost kicked for not joining the game at the start. But
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, an added dimension to the game. We have to join and pretend like we're playing for a little bit and then get back into our thing. But they will fix that in the next patch. I'm very confident of it. We've got too many big money tourneys going on here and in Europe and all over the world for them not to. As the Nosman does get loose with a pretty good grab here, but Yosemite is there to get the return, suicide, and reset the flags at the 23-minute mark. Both generators are down. Once again, that takes these turrets out of the equation as well.
Tunker is out with it. I believe he's a substitute for Puppy Kisses.
A nice low grab along the ground with good speed is going to get him back to the base. AAA gets the E-grab, though, with pop and drop. This one is loose. They're going to have to. Loyalist keeps it going, but he's got 3 guys on him. The odds were not in his favor, and they're going to wait for this one, get the return. Fouette now has the flag. He's going to pick it up and get the cap. 2-0, Puppy Kisses now.
Yeah.
And we'll set up for the next round of attacks here as both teams approach the respective stands to try to put some pressure on to clear up space for their cappers. Puppy Kisses has certainly had a little bit more success at that tonight than Texas Militia, but here they come on both sides to try to clear things out. As I see Tunker on a run now, as well as Dump Truck Mario on the other side, and they are heading in, and it looks like Crossfade's in the mix there as well. See Crossfade in the mix, you know, like wicka, wicka, wicka. Okay, but anyway.
Yeah, Dump Truck Mario and the Nazman are running that same ghosting route, as X-Fade is here going for the flag.
Yep, it's a race to see who will get it first, and it's no surprise that Crossfade does. Although he has very little health, he's at 205, but he has that pretty good speed as he heads he's about halfway home now. Agent Mulder is there going to try to chase him, as well as I see Dump Truck Mario, but he's probably coming over to try to race him to get the E-grab off the stand if he can. Alkali takes out Loyalist, and that gives Dump Truck Mario a chance, though. Again, Crossfade takes a shot at him, but he doesn't hit him this time, as Dump Truck Mario is being pursued, though. Tunker is there. Yosemite is there. Fouette picks it up on the other side for Puppy Kisses. Now Agent Mulder and the Nosman are coming in to give some escort. Oh, this is a nice moving battle here. Yosemite and Tunker versus Agent Mulder, Loyalist. Dump Truck Mario is doing well with it, though, keeping it alive. Trying to head back. Crossfade with the pickup on the other side as they make the pass. This could end up in a standoff. He has to fight off Tunker, though, and Dump Truck Mario takes it on himself and takes Tunker out. Tobacco with the pickup on the other side. Now Dump Truck Mario back at his stand with all the escort that he had. They are going to set up in the traditional stand-up way, or standoff. They're going to stand up for the standoff, I suppose, as thought I saw an infiltrator in the vicinity, but maybe not. I'll just assume it's something that was added by the new patch. On the other side, Tobacco is there with Alkali and Crossfade as well. They're going to set up and set their standoff defense going as well. Here comes the Nosman and Loyalist to try to break that up, though. Dump Truck Mario with the drop on the other side. Tobacco flying up in the air to get away from these guys. Oh, and they do get a return, though. They do get a return, and Puppy Kisses has a chance here if he can elude his chasers there. But, oh, it's anybody's right now. There's a battle for it. Is Loyalist going to get it? No, Fouette's got it. The Mad Zealot makes an E-grab, though, to keep it alive. And but it is dropped out of his hands. Tunker is there. The Mad Zealot is fighting Tunker and Tobacco for this one, and they do get the return. Hero Maki's going to do the honors this time, and Puppy Kisses goes up 3-0 after a nice battle by Texas Militia. Thought they might have a chance there, but in the end, Puppy Kisses prevailed in those last few battles.
I'm surprised they were able to hold on to that flag for as long as they did. Puppy Kisses just would not let go. They really were passing around the flag quickly there in that exchange.
Yes, sometimes Puppy Kisses in general can be very insistent, and also as the team Puppy Kisses, but also Puppy Kisses in real life. This is one of several games going on tonight. We've also got TWL action live on the Deuce, which may or may not have ended already. I'm not sure on the time frames of any of this stuff. NASL ended up running a little late due to controversy and drama. the kind we love here in Tribes. As Tunker is going to pick up a flag in traffic, the bounce and the pickup. He's got some pursuit though, and the Nozman with pop and drop going to get it out a little bit past the stand, but not far enough that they can't make a quick timed return and get this cap for Tunker. And that's 4-0. Loyalist X is going to make a grab though for Texas Militia. Oh, he had like 5 guys on him. That wasn't going to go far at all, but he sure gave it a good shot. And this one is going to bounce loose. They're just going to keep it where it is and wait for their guys to set up. And Dump Truck Mario is going to set up here for Texas Militia again as, yep, we're still at 4-0 with 17 minutes left.
Now, Texas is trying to change things up, but I guess they're running into still the same problems as before. So
yeah, Loyalist X managed to fight some guys off though and keep this one going out on the field. He's got AAA to help him. They're 2-on-1 with Yosemite, but Loyalist has very little health, and this one is tenuous at best, but he does get taken down. The Nozman coming in the opposite direction picks it up. Now he's got lots of health. This could be a chance. Crossfade did get the grab on the other side to keep this thing going for Puppy Kisses and prevent a point from being made there by Texas Militia. Tunker is there, but he is taken out. This flag is going to go to Loyalists now and picked back up. Crossfade back to his friends here, and they are going to set up for another standoff, it looks like, as Agent Mulder is coming in to give pressure. Tobacco gets up in the air to try to avoid some of that chain fire, and Agent Mulder and Fouette are going to battle it out here, and it looks like the pressure is off on that side. On the other side, let's see, Dump Truck Mario is there with Big Bad Bert, AAA, and Agent Mulder has revived and come back to help them out on that side. They set up an inventory station and wait for the crash team to come in, and here comes Hiro Maki to do just that. He's going after Dump Truck Mario, as is Wolfie for the win, and oh, they do manage to get it out of his hands. Agent Mulder picks it up. In trouble though, here comes Tunker. Oh, and he does drop it. It was probably a Nitron, but Big Bad Bert gets it back as things settle down on that side. Meanwhile, Tobacco holding it down on the other side for Puppy Kisses. Mad Zealot coming in, Loyalist, and Nozman. He's got 3 to deal with, and he is taken out. Looks like Poetic may have gotten him. No,
yeah, definitely. Poetic.
Oh, and the return is made. The return is made. Here's a chance for Dump Truck Mario, but no, Tunker gets the E-grab to prevent the point once again. Dump Truck Mario is going to have to back off here, and he's got people all over him. Oh, they do get a return, though. Yosemite with the grab. Now Dump Truck Mario keeping it going, but he is taken down. Are they going to get this return? No, Loyalist picks it up. In traffic, still got some help, though, and that's going to keep it alive for them. And things got pretty hectic there, but appear to be settling down yet again, as on the other side, Yosemite is heading back. He's got the Nozman in tow to give him a little bit of hassle there, and they're kind of parallel to each other, going to battle it out here. Nozman getting some shots in. Yosemite at 285 health. He does get a return. This is a chance for Puppy Kisses if he can get back to the stand. Nozman is the closest one, but he's got his hands full trying to fight off Yosemite. Oh, but he does get taken out and dropped. Hiro Maki's going to pick this one up and get the cap, and that's going to do it. Put it in stone. This match is over. Puppy Kisses with a third 5-0 cap out to get all the points, and quite an entertaining game, but in the end, Puppy Kisses prevails.
Yeah, it's always, I always hate seeing the 5-0, 5-0, 5-0 come out, but you could definitely see Texas Militia was getting the hang of it. They were definitely forcing those flag standoffs.
Yeah, I like some of the things we saw. It was definitely well played, and they've got some stuff that they can build on there, and definitely some good players on that team as well. Some good individual efforts, and certainly nothing to hang their head about. Certainly something they can build upon, and we'll see if the teams are coming in for interviews or any of that stuff. Not really sure. It's been kind of a loose night here at tribescast.
Let's see if we can grab them.
I assume the NASL games are still going on. Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy. One of the maps had to be replayed due to some rule issues. That's always fun. I'm sure that was resolved to everyone's satisfaction and contentment. Tomorrow night, we want to invite you to join us back here again on Tribescast. It's a very special Friday night Tribescast, as once again we're doing the 3rd edition of Drunken Masters. Freydot and I will be here. Aravella, I believe, will be here as well, and probably the Drunken Pirate as well, if Aravella's going to be here. That's going to be a 12v12 show match between Team Jennerhater, who played in NASL tonight, and Moot Point. And 12v12 is always fun as it is, but this will be under Drunken Master rules, which is every time somebody caps, you have to drink. Every time somebody says drink in chat, you have to drink. And so as the night goes on progressively, the game gets more and more interesting, with quotes around it, interesting. And casters, we will be following, or at least I will be following those rules as well. So hopefully that will apply to the casting also, because we always have a good time when we do these things. And it should be, they have some surprises in store for us. I know they always do. And this game should be no different. So definitely check that out tomorrow night on Tribescast. In the meantime, NASL is happening. TWL ladder continues. There will be games. I'm not sure if tomorrow, but I think there are a couple planned for Saturday. We're doing TWL coverage whenever we can. So definitely want to encourage you to watch those as well. Oh, and users are being moved to my channel, and it is a good thing. Good evening, everybody. It looks like half of Puppy Kisses is here. Good evening, y'all, and GG's.
Yeah, GG. I think it'll just be me right now. TXM wanted to keep scrimming after that game, so.
No, I think it fell apart. I think
Okay, it's me and Tobacco right now then.
Okay, cool. What'd you think of them? I thought if this was their first match, I don't know if this was their first competitive match or whatever, but they showed you a few good things there.
Oh, they sure did.
We have played TXM almost weekly for almost a month now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we both formed for the same reason for New Bloods, and we played them when I think it was our first scrim. We played against them, and it was probably their first scrim as well. So this is probably our 4th or 5th time playing them, and it's always been they've been exciting games, they've been close games, and this I found this game was actually it was at some points it was a stressful game. They had a really nice pickup midfield and arcs where their capper passed it to him, and it looked like it was a set play. So when that happened, it was still 0-0, and I was really oh man, they're setting up strategies to counter us. So I was nervous going into it because we played them so much, and maybe they know what we kind of play like. But at the same time, we were confident, especially after our game against Area 51 yesterday that went so well.
Cool. It looks like we've got the entire Puppy Kisses team. Do you guys want to say Puppy Kisses on the count of 3? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Puppy Kisses.
Aww. It's so cute. We saw some good things from your offensive clear tonight. Did you feel pretty good about that?
It's awesome.
Yeah, our offense does a great job, and it's really tough to see that as a capper. I can recognize a clear stand, but I don't know who's doing what. And we recently started recording our own POVs, and I've gotten a chance to see really what goes on. And it's just really I cannot believe the clearing that they've been doing recently, especially against Area 51. And today they did another great job.
Yeah, you had a wide open stand a lot of the night, man, and some nice runs from you there, Crossfade. Yeah, let's talk about the game last night. It was very impressive in ASL. I have to commend you guys on your performance in that. It looks like you built on that momentum to bring that in tonight.
I think our games against X51 yesterday were a huge learning curve for us, and we've had a couple of those early on in our career, in our Puppy Kiss as a team. We played egocentric, and we got beat pretty handily again, just in a scrim, and we learned a lot from that. And then it was a couple weeks, and then we played Area 51, and that was like the next step up. We're taking slow steps up the ladder of teams that we're playing against, and we'd definitely like to have Drydock back as a team. But I think Kata, we had a chance to show our skill, especially on a map that size where it's not so small, so it's not so dependent on TDMing skills and on dueling skills, and you get to see more of our timing and our coordination shine through.
Nice. Well, what's next for Puppy Kisses? You guys are you in the TWL ladder? I can't remember if you were or not.
We are. I forgot who we played last. I think it was Art of Warfare.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And yeah, we've completed our first match. Just kind of waiting to see around, if someone's going to attack us or if we should, do the next step here. And we've actually been contacted by a couple of teams, so it's things are going to happen pretty soon.
Cool.
Very
Definitely
nice.
keep us posted. Yeah, but we like what we've seen of Puppy Kisses so far. Already becoming a fan favorite at tribescast. A great attitude, and I want to thank you guys for another great game. And I want to thank Texas Militia too, not just for being from Texas because that's awesome, but also for coming out and playing a good solid game against you guys. Hopefully they'll do better in some of their New Bloods rounds to come. I understand it's that Swiss format, so it'll keep going for everybody. It's not one of those elimination kind of things.
I can definitely assure you that they're gonna definitely show through as the tournament goes on. I mean, they're such a great group of guys, and I hope the best for them.
Yeah, they're definitely one of our favorite teams to play with and against. They've helped us out a lot, and we've tried to do the same to them in our careers.
Cool. So you guys have gotten a chance to scrim against quite a few of these teams in New Bloods. Is there anybody in particular that stands out as somebody to really watch to take it all? Even though it's not really one of those, yeah, we're winning, we're on top kind of tourneys, but anybody that really stands out team wise that you like to shout out that you've played?
I would have to say the separate Reddit team, Shazban Sons, because they know a lot of how we play. But other than that, Revenant, I think they're a very, very solid team.
We did. The Revenant is, I'm going to quote back on this. We played them a few days ago. They were a New Bloods team as well. We had never played them before. We barely knew any of their members. And the scrim went 2-1. And they were all close games. And it was 2-1 in our favor, I'm pretty sure. But it was our first scrim against a New Bloods team where we had to sort of double back, and we were surprised, and we were like, okay, this is there's going to be some really high caliber teams out there that we don't know of yet. So I think Revenant will be a good team to follow and a competitive team throughout the rest of New Bloods, and I hope that we can play them sooner rather than later, so the tension doesn't build.
Cool. Yeah, we have heard good things about them. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you guys are probably one of my picks for top 3, top 4 in this tournament for sure. Who do you guys think, looking at it now, is the strongest team in this tournament?
I think we're the strongest team. I think we're going to win this tournament, and I think we're strong. I know it's a little egotistical, but I have to be confident in my team and our team's abilities, and I think we've been practicing really well this past month or so, that we formed for this goal in mind. I think we've exceeded our own expectations, and I'm confident in our abilities to win. That being said, we're going to take every single game we play seriously and play it as best we can, but I think we are fully capable of winning New Bloods.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, it's just like it's like rapping. You know, tribes is a lot like that. You have to believe you're the best or whatever. You never hear a rapper talk about how they're kind of a mediocre, middle of the pack rapper. You know, you're always the best or whatever, and you want to be the best. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having a little swag on you. And we're hearing from people. It's Shazbot and Sons LLC. Yes, when we saw their little application form entry in the New Bloods forum on Hi-Res Forums, we laughed a lot at that. Obviously, these guys are hilarious. We're like, yes, we got to cast them. So definitely get out of Shazbot and Sons when you're ready to play New Bloods, and we'll get you on because seem like an entertaining bunch of folks. And Puppy Kiss is definitely an entertaining bunch of folks themselves. So we want to thank you guys once again. Any shout-outs from all, since we've got you all in here, anybody that hasn't said anything that'd like to say anything now?
Actually, I do have a shout out tonight. Shout out to my sister. She said she'd be watching this game. So, shout out to you, Terry.
I'd like to shout out Egocentric, Xanther, Ivan.
Yeah, for sure.
They've been so helpful to us over the past whatever few weeks, months. So definitely, big thanks to them.
Yeah, they're a really great team for the community. They're doing a lot of special stuff. Like I believe Kiwi's running a training session tonight for new cappers.
Yeah, and I was actually in one of those, so thanks to Kiwi again for that. I was in the first one, and yeah, we've just gotten a lot of support from a lot of different people.
Okay, who else? Let's sell this once and for all while we've got Yosemite in here. Is that we've heard your name pronounced so many different ways on tribescast, and we want to make sure we've got that correct. We've heard Yosemite, Yosemite. I went with Yosemite. How close am I?
It's technically Yosemite.
Yosemite. Well, there it is. All right. Okay. From now on, we will get that correct from here on out. Thank you, sir, for that controversy. Somebody's going to win $10 off that. All right.
Yeah, I've heard so many pronunciations in my life.
I still call him Jose.
Yeah. Jose is also acceptable, yes.
Oh, Yosemite it is. All right.
It's like X-Fade.
X-Fade, yeah. Well, we went between X-Fade and Crossfade because you read it as X-Fade, but then as a DJ, I think Crossfade. So.
Good band.
Indeed, indeed. Any more shout-outs before we go, guys?
To anyone who thought we could win against Area 51 yesterday, sorry for letting you down, but we'll get them eventually.
Woo woo! Shout outs to our fans.
And also, we're always looking for scrims. So yeah, if you want to hit us up, call us maybe.
Yeah, these guys are hungry. We see them all the time on the IRC looking for scrims, and so definitely take them up on it. Definitely a team to watch in New Bloods and beyond here in the future. We want to thank everybody from Puppy Kisses for joining us tonight. I believe it is pretty much everybody when I look down the list here. That's just about the whole team, if I'm not mistaken. And we want to thank Texas Militia for coming out and playing them and putting on a great show themselves. Good luck to both teams the rest of the way. And for everybody watching here on Tribescast, and I encourage you to look under the Tribes Ascend directory and see what else is going on. I'm sure there are other games happening. As I scroll down, it looks like NASL might very well be happening still because everybody's still in the room there. So for those of you that took time out of the big time 10 grand money esports tournament to watch our little game here, we appreciate you very much, and thanks for your support of Tribes Ascend and Tribescast. And thank you, Frayed Knot. Always great on the cam. Always fun to do these with you, man. And we sure will have fun tomorrow night with the Drunken Masters, which will probably start about the same time, about 9:30 Eastern. That seems to be about the regular Tribes time, so I would assume that would be about the time that we're setting up for 12v12 Drunken Master action between Jenner Hater and Moot Point. Some of our most watched VODs in Tribescast history are Drunken Master games, and this will be right on up there with them, I have no doubt. Just from what I've heard already, it will certainly be Appointment Twitch TV. So we want to encourage you to check that one out. In fact, this is a test match for what I'm told is a Drunken Masters League coming up soon. 12v12 League under the Drunken Masters rules, which if any of us survives that, then we'll be stronger for it, just like Nietzsche and Kanye West said. So from all of us here at Tribescast, thanks so much, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow night. And please join us, and thank you for joining us tonight. Once again, on behalf of myself, Frayed Not, Puppy Kisses, Texas Militia, and all of us here at Tribescast, good evening, and have a great rest of the night.
GG, guys.
GG's.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
you.
you, Tribescast.
Yes, that too.
You guys are awesome.